from the broadcast center at BCIT's Burnaby campus. This is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Good morning, Burnaby. My name is David Nadalini, and you're listening to 1680 The Crow's news update to 9 o'clock. Here are the latest stories. Surrey RCMP are confirming that one of the victims from a recent shooting has died. On Tuesday, police responded to a report of shots fired at the intersection of 168th Street and 104 Avenue. A man and a woman were located inside a vehicle suffering from gunshot wounds. Police say the woman was in serious condition and the man had life-threatening injuries. The male victim succumbed to his injuries, and the investigation has been turned over to the Integrated Homicide Investigation Team. Surrey RCMP indicate that the shooting was related to the Lower Mainland gang violence. The Sishat First Nation announced that it has begun the foundational work to locate unmarked graves at the Alberni Indian Residential School. In a release, the nation says that a team has been created to prepare the site for ground-penetrating radar scanning. These scanners were used in other residential school sites, most recently in Williams Lake. An initial sweep of St. Joseph's Mission Residential School uncovered 93 possible burial sites. The Sishat First Nation says an announcement will be made when scanning begins, but it will not happen until soil conditions are ideal. The Alberni Indian Residential School operated from 1900 to 1973. The truckers' blockade at the Ambassador Bridge is disrupting trade between Canada and the U.S. The protests against COVID-19 mandates and other restrictions have heavily slowed traffic and affected businesses. The bridge connects Detroit, Michigan and Windsor, Ontario, and is the busiest international commercial crossing in North America. The bridge accounts for 25% of trade between Canada and the U.S. Ford of Canada is running its plants in Oakville and Windsor at reduced capacity today. Chrysler parent Stellantis says the Windsor assembly plant had to shorten its first and second shifts on Tuesday. These were caused over part shortages caused by the disruptions. Russia has begun joint military exercises in neighboring Belarus. The drills are being watched closely by the U.S. due to continuing fears of a possible Russian attack on Ukraine. Reporter Patrick Ravel has more.
Russia has officially kicked off the main phase of huge joint military exercises in Belarus, just north of Ukraine. The drills are the biggest since the Cold War, Russia moving thousands of troops from its far east to take part. They're adding to the tension around Ukraine, but Moscow and Belarus both insist they are just defensive war games. The Kremlin says its troops will leave Belarus when the exercises end in 10 days' time. Patrick Revel, ABC News, Kyiv, Ukraine.
British officials are continuing to urge Russia to take the path of diplomacy. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says he does not believe Russian President Vladimir Putin had made a final decision on whether to send troops over the border. At the Beijing Olympics, Canada made some impressive placements in skating and skiing. Isabella Weidman won silver in the women's 5,000 meters in speed skating. This is Weidman's second medal at the Games after winning bronze in the 3,000 meter. Jack Crawford won a bronze medal in alpine combined skiing. Crawford becomes the fourth Canadian male skier to win an alpine medal at the Olympics. He is the first to do so in the combined, which is no longer on the World Cup circuit. And Marion Thinault, Mia Fontaine, and Louis Irving collected bronze for mixed team aerials and freestyle skiing. Canada now has 12 medals at the Games. Figure skating's governing body has declined to address reports that a Russian player previously tested positive for doping. 15-year-old Kamila Valieva helped Russia win gold in the team event at the Winter Olympics. Russian media reports say Valieva tested positive for a banned heart medication before the Games. International Olympic Committee spokesman Mark Adams says there are protocols for handling any suspicions of anti-doping violation.
I think generally speaking, and even if you look at the coverage in newspapers, it's generally about the sport, which is what people want to hear about. We don't want to hear about the other stuff, but it arises, it's life, and so has to be dealt with properly, has to be dealt with in a proper, transparent way, a legal way, and we will deal with it, and we will deal with it as quickly as possible.
If Valieva is disqualified, Canada would be in line to take the bronze medal, and the U.S. would take gold. In weather today, the BCIT Burnaby campus is sitting in a heavy fog that rolled into the city this morning. The fog is expected to continue into the evening with a chance of light rain in the afternoon. It's 6 degrees with a high of 8 and a low of 2. And that was your news update to 9 o'clock. My name is David Nadalini, and you're listening to 1680 The Crow. Have a good one, Burnaby.